It's day 4 of the Action Auction 2024, and as you can see, Gabbar right there with the Punjab Kings jersey. And it's this team who has yet to win the IPL so far in this season. But I think they have done a pretty good auction, and let's see what happens from there on. Good team on paper, but what they do in the field is something that needs to be looked into. I have two special guests, as you all know, two special guests, but two familiar faces. As you have seen these two people being in my show many times, and two of the best Punjab Kings diehard supporters. I can't wait to bring them on the show, and it's none other than the two familiar faces, Aaryan and Paaji. Welcome to the show once again. I'll say, Paaji, how does it feel when you heard the mini auction when release players were there looking into a retained squad? How does it feel to be once again looking forward to the IPL 2024?
Absolutely amazing, exciting, and as you've just said, the big thing that we've done, we've not chopped and changed. We've kept a core players, and what we've got to do is improve whilst we're on the pitch. On paper, we are a great squad, great team, great management. Where we need to improve is our performances and that level of performances, especially when the going gets tough in the match and the decision making.
Yeah.
If we can get that together with the fielding, because our fielding was pretty poor last season, we can really be challenging for the IPL this year.
Absolutely. And Aryan, looking into the management point of view, what improvements would you expect from the management this time? Aryan, can you hear us?
He looks stuck.
I think so.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I think once again Aryan is stuck. But we'll continue with you, Paji. Going into the squad of the Punjab Kings, what does it look like? As you said, looking into that, kept the core. But I'll talk about the first line. You have somebody like Johnny Bairstow, Living Livingston, and I'll bring on Sikandar Raza. Three of the very vast, experienced overseas players who play all around the globe. How do you adjust them? You have to play, I would say you have to play two out of those three. How do you look forward to that?
well, the good thing now is obviously with Johnny back, we've got two very attacking batsmen up top. So we've got Prab Simran and Johnny in that enforcer role, and then we've got Shikhar Dhawan there and maybe Taide. So we have now the backups there, and that means that we can then rotate either a foreign player and bring in, Sikandar Raza when we play in Chennai. We could always bring
Yeah.
Sikandar Raza there, or when in Hyderabad places like that, we could always have a room for Sikandar Raza because we can play Prab Simran to open the batting. So I think where we've really done well is we've groomed those younger Indian players to come into the first team, and they will then be able to give us the flexibility of being able to play the foreign jobs. Because if you look at it, Ellis and Rabada, very
Yeah.
similar, very good quality. And then we've also got Liam Livingston, who is the pick. But if Liam isn't fit, we've got Sikandar Raza to fill that boot in, and then we've got Johnny up top. So a couple of more little buys, and then we will be fully stacked with a full squad, which we can then rotate in when we need to.
Okay, but looking into you said about the top, you will be gutted to see, but I'll as the show goes on in my predicted playing 11. I do not have Prab Simran Singh as of now, but yes, looking into these two players, that is Harpreet Bhatia and Atharva Taide, they were pretty good last season. What responsibilities do you see them? Because they have been retained, means Punjab has trust on them. But what else do you see from them? Play the similar role or anything more you expect from them?
Again, it's building upon what they picked up last season. Obviously, both performed really well. Harpreet unfortunately got injured, but Taide got better and better every game that he went on. So that number 3 or number 4 position, if we need them, we've got some solidity there. So if Shikhar goes out quickly and Johnny is firing, and if we have Prab at 3 or 4, we can then chop and change the batting order to the situation. I think that's where we've got to be a lot more smarter. If we need to consolidate on our, get the power play, do not lose the 2 wickets in the power play. We just need to basically get over the power play and then trust our back end, players like Livingston, Jitesh, to finish teams off, get that winning target, and give us our bowlers a very, very good, chance to bowl. Or if we bowl first, get our batting, pace our innings. I think that's where the key thing is for us.
So you're relying on pretty much good use of the impact subs rules as well.
And that's it. Yeah, I think Jaydeep in your show mentioned it, and I never really thought about it until he mentioned it. Was the loss of all rounders now? If you've got really good Indian specialist batsmen, Indian specialist bowlers, then you've got that really straight swaps for
Yeah.
players to player. That works out. Somebody like Kavarappa, and I think we'll go on that afterwards. But Kavarappa with the ball, we could put him in the first lineup, and then when we swap the impact rule, we can bring in a Taide or a Harpreet Bhatia into the team to supplement
Okay.
the core team.
Okay, that's agreed. But I'll come to Aaryan once again. Aaryan, Paaji has said about the batting and the all-rounder. I'll speak about that player who just Paaji mentioned, V. Kavirappa, with Arshdeep Singh bowling exceptionally well yesterday. He displayed very well yesterday. What do you see the role of Kavirappa in the upcoming season? Will he get a straightaway chance in the playing 11 or not?
I don't think so because our 4 overseas are covered. That's the problem. We cannot leave out Ellis slash Rabada or Sam Curran, and we have Arshdeep. So I think experience will be the starting point for this team, and these 3 fast bowlers will be trusted. And Kavirappa gets a chance if we want to play a surprise element. I don't see any player. I think if there is a seaming track, Brad goes out, and they would want a bit of batting. So Rishi Dhawan comes in, and Kavirappa doesn't really bat. So I don't think Kavirappa really gets a look in. I think he's going to go on the bench. I think that's my reading as far as last season also. Didn't get much games, but I would like to see him get a chance, if you ask me
Okay.
personally.
Same question, just like I asked Paaji. If you're bowling second, would you have him as your impact sub?
Oh, impact sub, yes, you can think of that. Depends on the score you've got. If you got a decent score on the board, bring Kavirappa in, yes, for sure, and take a foreign player out. Take Johnny Besto out maybe if you're batting if you're bowling second. So all depends on situation. Like we use Nathan Ellis as the substitute last time. So maybe we use the Indian pacer this time. We don't know. So we need to see the squad. But this team does funny things on the field, man. We can't really expect anything from them. So yeah, let's see how the auction goes first of all, because we need to fill in a few spots.
Absolutely, but as I said, as Paji has mentioned as well, you kept the core. It's time with the budget you have, you get on with your required elements that you want to get in the field. I'll come to the release players now. Paji, looking into the release players, 5 players you have released only, which is a very surprise but yet sensible thing. Shah Rukh Khan, what did he miss from the Punjab Kings that he had to be released?
So if you asked me this question before last season, I would have said Shah Rukh Khan would be my top pick for us to get rid of. But then last season, watching him in live at the ground, I thought, he looks like a quality batsman. And it's just about getting the right role, getting him in at the right time within the innings, and then for him to finish it off, because the guy has got superb power. So I was a bit disappointed with Shah Rukh, because the Shah Rukh of last year really turned up. So it might be something that the management look into. If we buy him back for less money, that will be a bonus. But I think maybe the other teams will look at him. But overall, there's probably the only thing I would have probably added to this would have been getting rid of Johnny. And then getting another foreign player. That's probably what I probably would have done, because Johnny's form hasn't been great since his injury. So whether they could have done that and then get someone like a Travis Head, who's in prime form and gives you something with the ball as well, because Jitesh will keep wicket now for us. There's no doubt.
That's true.
and then we've got Prab Simran to keep wicket as well. So whether we can trust Johnny, a good Johnny Bairstow, I would definitely pick every day. But what Johnny Bairstow turns up to the IPL and what form they turn into IPL, that could affect the way we pick our.
Paaji, what are the series that England are playing? Any major series that England are playing before the IPL? T20.
West Indies, aren't they? West
No,
Indies.
I know they are in West Indies, but
But I
yeah,
don't think so. Best is part of the squad in the West Indies top.
yeah, he is it.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. But then again, and that was the problem that I had with Banuka as well, because I really like Banuka, but the problem is injury prone and then form dependent. I think those two players are very form dependent. Whereas you have the flexibility with Sikandar Raza, he's either good with the bat or he can be good with the ball, but he's got the winning luck on the field as well.
So does that also? I'll come to Aaryan now. Does that also mean one-dimensional player also affects the balance of the squad?
It does. You need to have multi-skilled players, and we are kind of lacking on spin in that way. We need to get a spinning all-rounder probably this time around, and maybe we get it. But we have a good bowling. I don't think bowling is our issue per se. Our issue will come. What happens if the top order doesn't click like we saw, because we are dependent on top three. If top three gives the base, then all the fireworks can come out and boom boom boom. If the top three fall, then the boom boom doesn't work. Then you have to consolidate. And I don't think we have too many batsmen who can consolidate in this lineup. So again, the same problem will happen unless until we get someone who can consolidate. The mantle will fall on Shikhar Dhawan. He needs to bat 20 overs. If he doesn't bat 20 overs, who is the next batsman who can bat for longer periods? We don't know that. I can't trust Liam Livingston on that. I can't trust Johnny Bairstow for sure, and I can't trust Prab Simran as well to bat for a long time. So who is that batsman is going to hold up one end? Because we all know that we have the power, but we need a consolidator, except for Dhawan.
So
And that's
do
why I
you-
said Tide and Bhatia. That's why I said Tide and Bhatia could potentially.
Yeah. So you need. So you're expecting more than one person to anchor the innings, is what Paaji and Aaryan
Oh
both of you are
yes, we need
expecting?
it. We need it. Yeah.
Okay, I understood. And the other three players, the other three Indian uncapped players, are understandable. Did not get much of a game time as well. I'll come to the squad depth. This is what it looks like for you guys. 17 players retained, 5 released players. A budget of not less is 29 crores, which is very much to cover up the whole squad. But 8 slots to be filled, which is 2 overseas. What do you look into? I'll come to Paaji first. 29 crores, you have enough budget. I think compared to the other teams, you have enough budget to cover the whole squad. 2 overseas, what's your plan? Go big on somebody like any one of your choice, or just equivalent to as these filling the squads?
As I said, go big on your choice. I think what we need to do is put competition. Give Sam some competition. I think that's the spot that if he's not playing well, be able to rest him, and also someone like Arshdeep. We need to learn to rest Arshdeep. Playing the difference now between this IPL and what we learned last year is when the IPL is played in India, you've got a fast turnaround of matches. You've got to travel a hell of a lot. You need to be able to rotate the players. And I think our Indian number 5, number 6, as Aaryan was saying, that's an area that, Shah Rukh, we get a player of Shah Rukh's quality. We might have to pay a bit more money on that. And then also, obviously, give Sam some competition and maybe get a top quality foreign spinner. I say spinner, as in spinning first and then batting second, because we need somebody who can take the wickets. I think that's our problem. We got economy in Rahul Chahar. Can we get somebody who is very, very good taking the wickets? And that's hopefully, I don't know about Hasaranga. That's the guy I would probably end up targeting. And how he fits into the squad is how you rotate the squad to the conditions of India. Because it's not in Dubai now. We know where we can change the team to the conditions. And having the enough bench strength to be able to put that into practice, I think, is the key message that we need to put in place for this.
Absolutely. And Aaryan, do you agree to this? What Paaji said?
Yeah, pretty much. And the problem again comes that we don't really need overseas players. We've been playing with 7 overseas players, so why spend all the money on someone like overseas? You need backups. You've got backup for Livingston. You've got backup for Rabada. You just need backups for Johnny Bairstow and a Sam Curran. So you can do with a calm chill out player, and then you spend your money on Indian players. If Shah Rukh Khan is coming back at say 10, 12 crores, why not get him? And fill that void, right? And spend on someone like a Shivam Mavi or spend on someone like a Shardul Thakur. Although he goes for runs, he can get you wickets. Spend on Indian talent. That should be the goal rather than spending on foreign talent because you've got the foreign slots covered. The four names that you can pen down on your list are there: Bairstow, Karan, Livingston, and one of Rabada or Ellis. So that's covered. So spend on Indian players. That's what I'll do, but we don't know what the management is
But
thinking. I'll go for Indian talent,
but would you
good
only
My
Indian
only
rely?
players.
issue with that, my only issue with that is it's only going to be one more season before we have to
Mega auction.
do
Yeah.
the major budget. So I would say the best thing to do is play with this season in mind, and then that's what I would spend my money. If you say Travis Head or Johnny Bairstow, Johnny doesn't perform, Travis Head comes takes his position.
Yeah.
You then get extra bowler in
But we
position.
don't even need Johnny Bairstow in the team. We have Prav Simran Singh.
Well,
So
that's
But
it.
that,
That's
that's
it.
what I want to ask you, Aryan, is that do you want to only rely on four overseas? What if somebody
that
gets injured? Who do
that
you
has
fall
been
back
the
to?
trend for Punjab. No, they've been relying on overseas players. That's the problem. The Indian players win you the IPL. So I don't know who bats three. That's an issue. Because for somebody has to bat out of position. Either it's Johnny Bairstow or it's Prabh Simran Singh. Somebody has to compensate. Maybe they have a plan C. I don't know, but I think the good thing is that there, for the first time in Punjab history, there's stability. We haven't released the full chunk of our squad. We've released 5 players, but with with Johnny coming back, now the issue is that okay, he's the top quality player, but do you say to Prabh, okay, you had a good season, go back to three? That will be really wrong. So I don't know what they're thinking. It'll be clear. It'll be clear from the players that we target in the auction. Once the auction is over, we can I think fit that Johnny Bairstow puzzle. But for now, everything is in the air as far as the team is concerned.
Okay, we'll see that on 19th of December. But Priyanka says, yeah, good to see the trio back. Yes, the trio is back of the three of us in the section. Very interesting one. Sanjay says, this one for Paaji. Would you agree if I say that Kavirappa is the find of our domestic circuit this season? How much do you agree to the statement?
100%. I saw him live at the ground when he was training in the nets, and the guy does look very, very good. His record is also good. He's in the Indian A team, so you can see the natural progression. And this is where I was sad to lose Baltej. Kavarappa or Baltej, if you have to let one go, you have to let Baltej go because Kavarappa is the future. So as a now, we've got some flexibility either on the impact substitute. If we bring in an extra, take him out and put an Indian player, he will be on top because Gurnur has also been released. We
Yeah.
didn't retain him, so now we know Kavarappa is there. The only issue is then if we do get someone like Shivam Mavi, do we prioritize Shivam Mavi into our team? And I think Shivam Mavi will do well in Mahalli. Whether he'll do well in the new ground, I don't know. So I think that's a question. I would like Shivam Mavi. I've been a fan of Shivam Mavi for a while. If we can keep Shivam Mavi fit, we have another Indian international on the bench or possibly in our first team. But I think Kavarappa, I really like him. I think we should definitely give him a chance this season and be able to test him. And if he does really well, that will give us a question mark at the end of the next auction, whether we retain him or how much we have to pay for him. Because if he does well, his value would go up.
Absolutely, because I think as I said before, you guys have 29 crores, enough budget to go one or two players big. At least spend 7 crores on a couple of pairs, and you have the bases covered. That's what I think. And I'll come to the overseas slot now. This is what your overseas looks like. 2 slots are empty. Looking into that, I need 4 names you think nailed are in the starting 11. Aryan, if you can.
Karan, Bairstow, Livingston, and Giswaravada. If he's available, if he's not available, then Nathan Ellis. Simple
So you
and pretty simple.
so you don't play Sikandar Raza from day one.
No, who? Why? If Livingston is there, then Raza gets no games.
Okay. And Paji, any agreement, disagree?
Well, this is where I still think there's room for another star player. because I think if Sam Curran is, mine is more form dependent. You know, if Johnny Bairstow is on top form, you have to play him because that's the match winner there. I think Liam is guaranteed the spot, and then Sikandar can cover him. And then it's a toss between Rabada and Ellis because Ellis did really well last season. He's doing really well now. So would you give Ellis priority? And again, we never saw Ellis and Rabada both together at Mahali Hardy in the
Together.
last
Yeah.
IPL season. So whether we will change that into the new season, but I still think there's a room either for a Pat Cummins if we go for Pat Cummins because that will put real pressure on Sam Curran, especially with the bat because
Yep.
Pat has been doing well with the bat, and again that also gives us that further player that can be more defensive. Because if his defense is very, very good. I've seen Pat live in the Ashes at Edgbaston last year. Absolutely fantastic. You know, in the World Cup, when he was required, he turned up with the bat. And his bowling might
Who
again
can
suit.
forget that Wangkar innings?
Yeah, exactly. And you see Pat Cummins might be somebody they can go for. And I would still say Travis Head on form and flexibility because Travis Head you can drop to 4 or 5 if needs be and keep Rob Simran and Shikhar at the top. So I think that's where we could possibly go. And then we'll still have enough money for Indian players because I've looked at the list. There's not really somebody I really fancy other than getting Shahrukh back with the bat. So I'm probably sitting on that thinking, yeah, let's go for big. And if they do well next season, they do well. If not, they're going to be released next season, the season after anyway. So
Okay, I understood your two picks, but this is day 4 of the auction action. I've got Australian picks just like Pat Cummins, Travis Head, Mitchell Stark, and this is not the first time I've got this name in the comment section where why you guys are not going for this? It's a question for Aaryan. Why not Josh Hazelwood in the side? Would you go for him?
Why would
Says
we
Deepu.
want a fast bowler when we have a fast bowling covered? We are not looking for fast bowlers. We are who is a player who can win me away games? That should be the target because home matches, all of these can win, but who can perform in all conditions? My money is on Darrell Mitchell. If they are interested, they can get him. If someone is out of form, he won't come in the first 11. We all know that. But if you want to get Darrell Mitchell and keep him as a replacement for Sam Curran, you can do that because he's been doing well, and then you can play around with the team. But Punjab Kings don't need overseas players. That is the thing. They've been going in with 7 players in the last 2 seasons. Even if they want one, they'll get only one, or maybe they can go for two, but they'll go for one player. I don't know which player that is. We don't need fast bowling. The list isn't fully out yet, so there will be options, but I think someone like a Mitchell would be a good fit, just in case. I can't really put my finger on what do we need because we've got our bases covered in the foreign picks. So I don't think we need much here.
Okay, so no overseas priority is what I'm hearing from both of you. I'll go to the picks. This is the most interesting part of me. Here is the 5 picks both of you have. So Paaji, you can look into Aryan's picks, and Aryan, you can look into Paaji's picks. Now,
देखना होगा.
I'll come to his Paaji's Wanindu Hasaranga. You said about this player before. Why is it that you want Hasaranga, and where do you slot him in? Is my first question.
again, this is one where certain wickets, Hyderabad maybe, Chennai definitely. We can sacrifice, one of Ellis or Johnny, or we can play the extra one in Sikandar Raza as well. So I think Hasaranga, out of all the spinners, I can't spot a really good Indian spinner that I would go for. Murugan Ashwin, everybody's talking about Murugan Ashwin, but I don't want Murgi near our team. And that's for eating, not playing in our first 11. So I think Hasaranga would be a very good pick for us. Again, not a starter, but I think that would be one that I would go for. Yeah.
Okay. Hasaranga says Paaji with his overseas spinner. Gerald Kodzi, you just said, Aryan, that you don't need a fast bowler. You just have the first pick is you're a fast bowler.
It
South Africa
is it is
did
just
one.
in case because of just give him a chance. If someone has to give him a chance, why don't we give him a chance? That's just the pure reason because he's a rare talent. If Rabada, Ellis, or anybody goes home, anybody gets injured, just pick him just for the sake of completing the squad. Rest of the 4 picks are Sarfaraz Khan. Many will question, but I think I think if there is a Shahrukh doesn't come, Manish Pandey won't fit in the team at that slot. Who has played with us before? Who is the player that if he
Even
comes?
if you want Sarfraz Khan, where do you slot him in? You have the
Yeah, that
question
is
mark
what
on
I'm saying.
Ramandeep
That
Singh.
is what I'm saying. Who is the player that has played with us before? Who is the player that understands the owners, understands the system? I would want Sarfraz Khan to just play 5 balls, 10 balls, and do whatever you can. I don't see him as a long innings player, anyways. So even if he has to come, if Punjab Kings are really that desperate for that Indian batsman at number 6, that Shahrukh Khan left the spot, get Sarfraz and maybe he does something for you. Or Ramandeep. Ramandeep is the pick. If we don't pick Ramandeep Singh, that will be a big surprise because Ramandeep is the perfect fit for Shah Rukh Khan. He bowls, he bats, and he is the man that Punjab Kings need to target. We as fans have been trying to reach the management. We can't. We'll shout the name in their ear. We'll try and reach them and get Ramandeep in the team. That is a steal. That is a steal for Punjab if they get them. I think their team is sorted. You get the extra option. Their team is sorted, man.
Okay, so this is a common pick which both of you have Ramandeep Singh. I understand that. Once Sarfraz Khan has been covered, Deepu has another option, opinion rather. Karun Nair, would you want his experience in the
We
squad?
had him. We had him. We don't have a spot for him. We don't have a spot for him. So yeah.
You don't have a spot for him. Okay, understandable. Paji, I want to hear about. You said about Travis Head, Shivam Mavi or Shardul Thakur. I'll give you one of the options as Aaryan has Shardul Thakur. You have Shivam Mavi. If you get an opportunity to get both, any one of them, who would you go for?
Oh, Shivam Mavi, 100%. I think Shardul isn't performing, and that's what I think we need to kind of concentrate. I know the IPL is quite far away. We need players that can improve us, and I think Shardul it doesn't offer you that thing with the ball. Goes for plenty of runs. You can't really slot him in the opening bowlers. You can't slot him at the end, and you can't slot him in the middle.
But
So
Paaji, who is who? Nobody is asking him to bowl the full quota, right?
yeah, but
He go.
again, the thing is, if like that's what I said, I wouldn't spend the money on him. I would spend the money on Mavi because then you could use him at the start or in the middle, if or at the end, and it'll also be the right cover for Ashti because Ashti plays a lot of games, and again, you need to be able to rotate him as well. So that's why I said I'd rather go for a full bowler, and I think the reason why I've chosen Ramandeep because he's an upgrade on Rishi Dhawan. I believe he's a upgrader, and he could fill in Sam Curran's spot should we need it. And he's also a gun fielder. So I think, and he knows Punjab. So that's the reason why if we can go for Ramandeep, then we can go for a full bowler and a full batter, but we still need the spinner, and that's why I've gone for mine.
Okay, you said that. And when Aryan said about Daryl Mitchell, you were nodding your head. Is that
I
because you
just
think
don't
he
like
will
him.
be out of? You don't like him, or I
I
thought
just
you will
don't
think
like
that he's
him.
going to go
In
out of
the
budget.
in the T20
Okay.
format, I just don't see him performing. I watched him live a lot of times in the T20 Bash, and he hasn't impressed me. He's very expensive with the ball. He's very expensive. His batting is very slow. I think ODI system is very good for him. I think that's the ideal situation or the type of cricket for him. T20, he played for Rajasthan when he was there, and he never pulled any trees up for that. So that's why I said for us, the position I would like is Ramandeep in because that could possibly cover Sam and give us other options other ways. So that's why I've gone for the foreign picks as well because I think the flexibility in our squad that's what we really lack.
Okay, but Ronit says that Pajik's picks will make Punjab more of a balanced side. I think it's more of the first player that impressed me in these picks was Wanindu Hasaranga. Though I think Mumbai Indians will go big on this one. I did the Mumbai
Hasaranga will
Indians.
get injured. Hasaranga is injury prone. That is why I didn't have
That
him in my squad.
Yeah, but that's a different. If he keeps himself fit and available throughout the entire season, I think Mumbai Indians will go hard at them because I did the Mumbai Indians show. Looking into the balance, they just missed that kind of a player who's a spinner who can bat, and I think Hasaranga fits
Nobody
them.
will nobody will allow Mumbai to take them. They only have like 7 crores, so what
Yeah.
other teams will do is they'll push them to the brink. If you
Yeah,
want
that's true.
Hasaranga, get him, but you can't get anyone else.
They
That
can't
will happen.
afford. They can't afford him. The only way they can afford him is if they buy him. If they buy him, that's the only way they can do that. But yeah, as I said, for us, Mumbai, to be fair, they've got no spinners in there. They let Ritik Shakeen go. Their next big
Yeah.
thing. They let him go. Just to get our Hardik in the team. So I don't see anything.
That's what I said. They need a spinner desperately because you can't bank on Piyush Chawla to play 14 games and perform well. But you said about Daryl Mitchell, you didn't like him. What about this generational talent, Rachin Ravindra? Would you take him if he is in the budget?
I would. I like Rachin. Lovely guy. Met him at Edgbaston a couple of times. Lovely guy. Think he's in form. And he can give you the additional stuff with the bat. But I still think we need a quality spinner. We need a top quality spinner. And remember the last auction, had the auction not collapsed, we would have had Hasaranga. So because we were inviting for him. So maybe that's the pick. I'm going for more quality, and I'm going for quality replacements. If we have to replace one of our foreign players, we need the top quality in there to cover that. Otherwise, if we go for untried, untested, and unproven players in the IPL, I think that's where we would then struggle, because if our top don't fire, it's that pressure that those players will be under going into the matches.
Okay, that's a fair pick, and I think this sums up the picks of both of you guys. And even as Aryan said before, he would go for a hefty amount if Shah Rukh Khan is available around the 10 crores. He said. Do you even agree with that, Paji? In one word.
Yes, I would play 10 crore for him. And and we have to look at who can afford him, and then who's got the budgets. SRH, he can go there. He could go to Chennai. That's his home franchise. So
Gujarat, Chennai, and Hyderabad are the likeliest to target him because they have the budget. But if we pushed for Mayank till 3. So how much we'll push for Shah Rukh, we don't know. So
but we
first
could spoil
priority,
the auction. We could spoil the
first,
auction.
first, yeah, we can do that. First priority is get Shah Rukh back, and then we'll look forward. If we don't get him,
Yeah,
what is the
Uh,
strategy?
yeah. And spoiling the auction
Absolutely
is a
correct.
big
But
thing. Yeah, spoiling.
yeah, and I must tell you, the Delhi Capitals is a master of that, spoiling the auction and then getting in the trap. Yeah, that's
Ganju.
correct. But when I received the 10 picks from both of you, two players surprised me not being in your picks. One was you need a fast bowler. You did not have Karthik Tyagi. That would be my first question to Aryan. No Karthik Tyagi in any of your teams, and why? Because you need a fast bowler and you need an Indian wicket keeper. I guess Aryan has watched TNPL. A player like Ajitesh has rock solid. I think he has impressed
No,
me a lot.
why? I mean, the two slots that you are saying, we have them.
Yeah.
So we don't need any of them,
So you
to
don't need
be
now as
honest.
you have eight players in your hand. So that's the reason why I thought you don't need any of them. That's what I think. So you might
Eight,
even try for
eight, what you are saying?
yes. You
Which
have
eight
eight.
players?
Yeah.
You have 8 players in your slot to buy
Yeah.
a total of.
Yeah, oh, as a backup, we can look at it
Yeah,
once we get the main picks. But we have Kavirappa, we have a few, we have Arshdeep. We can get Indian pacers in the accelerated round. We don't need to bid for them right away. So we can
yeah.
get
That's
whatever comes.
And we have Prab, and we have Besto, and we have Jitesh, the wicket keepers.
oh,
Three
you have
keepers.
Jitesh. Yeah. You have. I just forgot Jitesh. Yeah, you have Jitesh. I think he is going to be the nail wicket keeper. Going into this one, this is a special round. Aryan, you have 30 seconds to answer this question. What was the reason behind retaining Sam Curran with a hefty price tag on his shoulders? Time starts now.
2 second answer is last season of the contract, basically. That's your answer. Because anyways, he was going to be released in the after this season. So why not keep him? And this is a rare commodity, right? Whatever you can say, bowling, batting, filling all the slots. It's a very rare commodity to have. So sensible decision to keep him, and that shows the faith in the player, and I think he'll get the confidence. And yeah,
Okay, Paji, agree, disagree with that statement, considering he did not have the best of the World Cups.
I agree. I think what it would cost to replace him, you might as well just keep him for one season. I think it's a no brainer, unless we swapped him for Cameron Green. But obviously we knew what happened there, so I'm not going to discuss that. MI can MI and RCB can do their partnership in that, but I really think that to replace him, how we would replace him, and we know Chennai would bid the Ben Stokes money for him anyway, so we would end up having to bring him back. He's going to go for 17, 18 crore. So what's the point? I don't see any point of us doing that.
Okay, so you both are agreeing to the sensible point of retaining Sam Curran. Now comes Paji's question. 30 seconds for you, Paji. The question is that has Shikhar Dhawan impressed you as a Punjab Kings captain, and what are you looking forward to in the 2024 season from him in terms of leadership? Your time starts now.
Yeah, he didn't impress me last season because obviously he messed up some of the bowling changes right at the end and the death, and those decisions did cost us the games. So again, I think we need that extra leadership within the team. Having the Indian captain in Shikhar Dhawan is also very good because that means a player doesn't have to be in the team just as a captain. So I think there's plenty of experience. He's got the group together, and I think he does epitomize Punjab. So I want to keep him as captain this season.
Okay, and who's your vice captain, by the way? Punjab Kings?
Vice captain, that would be interesting.
Sam Curran. Sam Curran is the vice captain. Sam Curran.
Yeah. Sam Curran led the team last season as well. Aaryan, do you agree, disagree with what Paaji said about Dhawan?
Yeah, sack him because we are feeling very lonely. We didn't change the coach. We didn't change the captain. What kind of Punjab Kings is this? We always get the excitement that who is going to be the new coach? Who is going to be Nava captain? No new coach, no new captain. Very boring IPL auction this. I mean, I have to say no changes. But no, again, it's he's a good captain, man. Except for the blunders he made, he keeps a good environment in the dressing room or Bhangra Shangda going on. Young boys happy under his leadership. So results like okay, the harjit win loss is good, but as long as the team is enjoying, fans are enjoying. So
we have to keep him fit. If he plays all the games, and
he got injured, and that was a huge blow to us. That happened.
Okay. So now comes a very interesting point. Deepu says, would you give Delhi Capitals Dhawan if there is a trade show?
No.
Oh, okay. He's saying trade Prithvi Shaw and give us Shikhar Dhawan.
Oh, तू बाहर जाके इंडिया गेट तक दौड़ लगा के आ, हवा खा.
No. We're going to keep our Punjabi skipper. I know he's from Delhi, but he's Punjabi. The vibe in our camp is very, very good. And Prithvi Shaw can keep the cough medicine. He likes the cough medicine. It's not very good. Cough medicine isn't very good in Chandigarh. So keep it there.
Okay. And we are going to the final slide. And I think this is my predicted picks. I would want to know both of your picks out here as well. This is what I think. Number 3 and number 6 is what Punjab Kings to do a little bit of homework in the auctions. I'll come to Paaji first. What's your take on this one? Any starting and changes? Absolutely open to that.
Obviously, I'd probably pick Prab to open and maybe drop Johnny to 3.
Okay.
I think Prab gives us that acceleration. And the 6th batting position, do we go for a foreign player? If we drop Johnny altogether, do we go for a number 6 as in Travis Head? If we can go for a Travis Head at number 6, I would be happy with that. I'm quite happy. I think the picks itself, but a spinner, I think the spinning option, Rahul Chahar as the lone spinner doesn't take enough.
Even you have Brar, I think Harpreet Brar.
Yeah, and again Harpreet Brar is good under certain circumstances, but they're not top quality spinners for me. Yeah, bring back Ravi Bishnoi. I'd say if Ravi Bishnoi would walk into my team.
Release He's not been released.
Yeah.
Okay, and now Aaryan, your thoughts on this one? Any starting and changes? Prab Simran says Paaji at number rather.
Yeah, that's the only change. Only change you could do. Prab to open Johnny at 3 or according to opposition, and then it's. I won't bat actually Jitesh at 4. I would literally put Liam Livingston at 4. Then I'll put and this is a flexible lineup. You can send anybody. So we have batting till 9. So Rabada bats. Rahul Chahar can smack a few. So we have a good, decent, deep batting lineup. That is the advantage with this team. And bowling is decent. Karan, Rabada, Arshdeep hold the fast bowling, but spin is an issue, and then it's ah you need Shahrukh back, but if Shahrukh is not coming, then you have to sacrifice on some foreign player, or you need to bring that foreign player as an impact player. Start your matches with three foreigners, and then bring the foreigner as the impact player. So that is the option, and that is, I think, that just might save Punjab Kings. That if you buy someone in the auction for that number six spot, play with three overseas, swap the Indian player and I think they should use the impact player rule for picking their playing 11. Maybe that is a solution they can go to.
Okay, that's very much interesting, and I think they might stick on to this. Looks good. I think the auction. I think Punjab will, like Aryan said before, Punjab will look for Indian stars more than overseas stars. But I want to know. You said Prab at three. I'll just keep him Prab at three, and then you need a finisher at six. Paji, what does the roles of Harpreet Bhatia and Atharva Taide bring up to?
Well, that's like if you want to pick one of those, then you would pick them, probably drop Jitesh one or at four. So you
So
have
who goes out? So who goes out of the 11? Do you compromise on your
no,
bowling?
no. That's what I say. The way I would do it is I would probably obviously get the third and fourth position. You get Prab at three or Bairstow at three. So you have one attacking batsman and one defensive batsman. Obviously, Shikhar is the defensive batsman, and therefore, if Shikhar gets out before the power play, you replace him not with a power hitter. You replace him with Tava Taide or Bhatia. So that's the one swap there. And then what you then do if Bairstow goes out, you then bring Prab Simran in. So I think having one defensive batsman at three or four, the three and four position is the flexible position. You have one attacking batsman, that one will be Prab, and you have one defensive batsman, which will be Artava or Bhatia, and then you just move them, you shuffle the pack down. So
So why not having Jitesh at five, Livingston at six, and then having either of them at number four?
too
Why
late for
would we?
Livingston.
We
Too late.
won't actually waste Liam Livingston at six. Give Livingston the maximum balls for
11,
maximum
11
impact.
overs. After 11 overs, that's when Liam strikes. So you don't want to leave Liam too late. 11 or 12 overs, if we lose 2 wickets, that's when Liam is the king. So you don't want to put Liam in the power play. It's pointless putting him in the power play. Put him in around
No, but
nine.
even if he comes in the power play, we saw what he did against Chennai at Brabant. So I'll be happy if Livingston gets the power play. Even if we lose a couple of wickets, he can go. And Livingston plays only one way. He's that kind of a player who rarely plays dot balls.
Yeah.
So
But I think that
uh,
will be risky. If you lose
Yeah.
Livingston Chippy, then you do not have a power hitter down the order.
That's the reason why. And I've watched
that
him
is that
play.
is the way this team has been playing. I mean,
Yeah.
this team doesn't really care if it gets out for 150. That if they want to go down this way. I don't really. But again, I've been discussed it with the management. I discussed it amongst the team. They said that we'll look into it, but I think they need someone. Again, we don't have the consolidator. That is the, we can discuss as much as we want, but if there have been situations, there have been collapses of this team, and this will happen. I think I predicted in the first season where Mayank Agarwal was the captain, we'll win 7 games, we'll lose 7 games, and you can take out the points table right now of the 2022 season and look at it. What happened in that season?
But
Yeah,
the thing is,
that
we did really well away from home. So it's our
yeah,
home form which is going to make the difference for us to,
yeah.
get that
So once
qualified.
again, is it 7 games at Mohali?
Yes, it'll be the same. It'll be the same, but
Yeah.
Not the
it'll
new
be at the new
stadium.
stadium. It'll be at the new stadium. Yeah.
Okay, it's going to be at the new stadium. I think so as well. But that concludes the show as well. Thank you so much, both of you. But before going, one liner from how confident are you going on to the 2024 season before the auction? First, I'll come to Aryan.
Before the auction with this team, current
Yeah,
team, 70%.
70%. And Paji, for you?
Yeah, seven out of 10. 7 out of 10 at the moment. Can we get that extra spinner? Can we get that extra foreign player? And can we get Ramandeep? Because if we get those three things, then I'll be really happy. If we get Asaranga, Ramandeep, and maybe Pat, yeah, Pat gives us a leadership. It covers the Sam Curran issue because then I'll be super happy. And then we know then Prab will open. And if Prab keeps his form, then yeah, and cover up to come. I think we've got plenty of things to be, looking forward to the IPL.
Okay, that speaks about it. So domestic talent, Indian talent is what Punjab Kings wants in them. Thank you so much, both of you. Two familiar faces. Love talking with you guys. And that concludes day four of the auction action 2024. Day after tomorrow. Tomorrow we do not have any more live shows. Day after tomorrow we have the Delhi Capitals, one more team who is yet to lose, yet to win an IPL trophy. We'll talk about them. Till then, thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe to the Fifth Umpire. And till then, thank you so much. Bye bye. Good night. Thank you.
Bye-bye.